you so much for joining us today, Miss Claire.
Yes.
So having visited the stands here, what is the one thing that stands out for you?
East Africa is rising. It's rising very fast. We are the frontier. We are the place to be watched.
Okay.
We are the part of the continent of Africa that we need to be watched out for. We're coming seriously. Today, East Africa Textile and Leather Week is a true testament that we can all come together and showcase what East Africa is all about. Okay. And we are exporting a lot. I am from Export Processing Zones Authority, so I will have a bias to the export market. Okay. Yes.
So having mentioned that you come from Export Processing Zone Authority, what are some of the things that you're doing to ensure that we have foreign investment, especially in the fashion, textile and leather industry in Kenya?
Okay. So I'll talk about the Export Processing Zones Authority, EPZA as we are famously known for, in short. So the Export Processing Zones Authority manages the Export Processing Zones program. We came up through an act of government or parliament. It was done in 1990. EPZA program was born. Okay. So we manage the EPZA program, gives incentives for export-oriented trade. Okay. So anyone who is exporting at least 80% outside the East Africa community is eligible to join the program. You'll enjoy a lot of physical incentives to set up your operation. Okay. The whole idea of it is so that you can actually start your operations first, focus on what you need to do to get your business up and running and not worry about the taxes. That is why the incentives are there. Okay. Yes.
Thank you so much. So what most people may not realize is that most of the major fashion brands in the world actually do their manufacturing in Kenya. So what makes Kenya a very attractive sport for manufacturing? Is it just the cheap labor or there's just something that makes people?
No, it is the people. Okay. Kenyan workers, you and me, are known to be very resilient. We are very adaptive. We push ourselves forward. We are also English speaking. We are also very young. We are known to be our skilled workforce is to be one of the best in the region. Yes.
Okay, so sustainability is such a hot topic in fashion right now. Yes. What are some of the things that EPZA have put in place to ensure ethical practices and sustainable practices within the fashion, textile and leather industry in Kenya?
Okay, one of the things is recycling. Okay. So we are practicing ethical recycling. So a lot of the products, the offcuts, are now being recycled. So if you see like a lot of buyers, local buyers, come and buy the offcuts from the factories, and they come and do the cushions, they do the quilts, they do the seats. So they use them as stuffing for all that. Okay. Yes.
What is your comment on our local markets, especially when it comes to buyers to locally manufacturing goods and goods that come in from outside?
Now, the EPZ program does a lot of forward and backward linkages. What it means, it works with the EPZ companies. We encourage them to source their products from the local market, the Kenyan market, as well as, so forward linkage is them linking from forward, buying the buyers and everyone else. So for us, it's an opportunity for the Kenyan market, for the EPZ companies, the international companies, to actually buy from our farmers, to source their fabric from farmers instead of importing from India, from China, to source it from Kenya, from Rivertex, from anyone who's able to do textile in good qualities, because they can tell you the standard they want and they will purchase. It is also an opportunity now for the farmer to start growing cotton. The cotton now will be ginned here in Kenya, and they will give the specifications they need, and they will buy that cotton. That is in terms of fabric. Yes.
So as we bring this to a close, what are the specific programs that you've put in place to enhance capacity building and skills development?
So in our case, for the EPZ program, which is a government agency under the Ministry of Investments, Trade and Industry, so we're a state agency under that. One of the things is obviously the SME program. We're encouraging a lot of SMEs to join the EPZ program. So on top of the normal incentives we give other factories who are able and running, full-fledged factories, the SMEs now get additional incentives on top. We give them reduced rent. We give them a rent-free period of 4 months. We allow them to even have a smaller margin to set up in the program. So it is not very high. We also allow them to convert also their existing business to that. Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. You have a great rest of the day.
You too. Thank you very much.
Asante.